Okay. All right. So we'll start with attendance. What you can do is like each of you start unmute and say your roll number. Okay, sequence wise, like 1, 2, and so on. If anybody is missing, I will call it out. The way you do it in the classroom. Start with roll number 1,
Roll number 1, present.
2, 3, 4, 5.
Present, sir.
Continue.
Sir, it is 7 sem attendance.
6.
Oh, sorry. Yes, yes. Thank you. See, I have everything in one sheet. Thanks for telling that. So roll number 1 is present, right? 2, 3, 4.
5, sir.
Okay, next continue.
6 present, sir.
Okay, 7, 8,
7 present.
8.
Present, sir.
Okay, say it in the order. One
Roll
of
number 2 present, sir. 2 present, sir.
okay. Roll number 9,
Roll number 10.
11,
12.
13.
13 present, sir.
Okay, next,
14.
next,
15.
16,
16 present, sir.
16 present.
17.
18.
Okay, continue.
19 present, sir.
Okay, continue. 20,
21.
22.
22.
22 present, sir.
Next, 23. Next, 24.
24 present, sir.
Next,
25 present, sir.
next,
26 present, sir.
next. 27,
28, present, sir.
29.
30.
30 present, sir.
Next.
31 present, sir.
Next. 32.
33 present, sir.
Okay, next.
34 present, sir.
Next.
33 present, sir.
33 present.
Yes, sir.
34, 35.
36 present, sir.
37 present, sir.
38 present, sir.
39.
40 present, 39 present, sir.
41.
41, present, sir.
Next. 42.
42 present, sir.
43.
Okay, good.
42
Next.
present, sir.
All right. 44.
45, present, sir.
Next. 46.
46 present, sir.
47, present, sir.
48 present, sir.
49.
49 present, sir. Present, sir.
50.
51 present. 50 present, sir.
Okay, 51 I heard. Next, 52.
52 present, sir.
Next.
53 present, sir.
54. 55.
55 present, sir.
56.
56 present, sir.
57 present, sir.
58, present, sir.
59.
60 present, sir.
59 presents, sir.
61.
Presents of 59.
All right, I got it. 61. 62.
Present, sir.
Next.
63 present, sir.
Next.
64 present, sir.
62
Okay.
present.
65 present, sir.
Okay. 66.
67 present, sir. 68 present, sir. 69 present, sir.
70.
present, sir. Present, sir.
Okay. 71.
72 present, sir.
73.
Present, sir.
Okay. 74. 75. 76. Okay. See, the blank means.
44.
Okay. 44.
Sir, 33 present, sir.
33. Yes, I got. The blank means present. Later I will put one. Okay, don't worry. If it is 0, you have to worry. Roll number?
23 present, sir. 23.
Roll number 3.
Yeah, I got 3.
Sir,
Anybody else?
23.
23. Yes, I got it. I have given here.
Roll number 35.
35. Okay. Anybody else? Okay. Okay, I hope all of you can see my screen. Yes?
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay, so today, like before we start with the first chapter, we talked about an idea. How do we get ideas? Some of you said imagination, and many answers you gave. Ideas are like we can get ideas from the imagination, ideas from meeting other people, meeting experts, okay, talking to the group of people, okay, and other than this, technical magazines, right? Then like IEEE, okay. There are many technical magazines and websites where you can get the information, and attending webinars, seminars, conferences, exhibitions, science exhibitions, and participating in competitions like a hackathon or other kind of competitions, interacting with other institutions, universities. So these are the different way of Samed, mute your phone. Okay, these are the different way we can get ideas. So basically what it says is like some of you said exposure. Exactly, the exposure. When we interact with our external world, when we meet people, when we attend conferences, then seminars, we visit different cities, visiting industries, visiting scientific institutions. These are the different way we can get ideas. So whenever you go there, you will be thinking about, you see something, looking at that, you will get idea. So those are the different ways of getting ideas. Okay, so we begin with the subject. As I said, this subject is, even though it is theoretical, but it is very important and interesting if you take it in the right perspective, and it is very applicable. So the reason sometimes you see this is disconnected is because right now, like you are not implementing any of these things, but these terms and these concepts becomes very, very important when you join the industry or you start your own organization. You have to build upon these principles. Okay, importance of management. Management is a critical element in the economic growth of the country by bringing together the 4 factors of production: Okay, 4 M's. We talked about the 4 M's. If you want to do any project, or if you want to manage an organization or start the organization, first M that would be required is the money, and the second M is if you want to do anything, you need a material. Second M, and you have money and material to work on these things. We need manpower. That is the third M. And when we have the manpower, we need additional machinery. Machine is the fourth factor. And this is for any country, this management is a very critical element in the economical growth. It helps improving the economy. How it helps improving the economy is we have well organized institutions, companies. Okay, those companies work on different projects, makes profits, they pay taxes, they give jobs. That is how the economy will improve. Some of the Asian or African poor economies are example of not having proper management. If you have seen, like this is a very generic example. Some of the African and Asian countries, they are very rich in resources. Like out of the 4 M's, 1 M, the resources, they have abundant resources, but the other M's are missing, or the management is missing. So that is why their economy is not doing well. So it needs a so management is what? It's like bringing together the four factors, bringing together the 4 M's and managing it very well, so that you convert it into a profits. So that is lacking in some of the countries. Peter Drucker mentions, without management, countries' resource of production will remain resources and never become production. So this is an example. Some of the African countries, I told you, they are very rich in natural resources, but these resources will remain resources and never become production without the management. So management is required, where it will manage all the 4 M's and convert those resources into production. What is a production? General meaning is, you are suppose we have iron ore, right? If we have like abundant iron ore, as is iron ore, it is just a resource. We know we can make a iron out of it, we can use it for construction machinery. It's a very useful entity. So iron is a production, right? Iron is a production, and iron ore, raw material is the resource. So we need that raw material, and using the management and 4M's coordination, we convert that resource into an production, that is a steel or a iron. Importance of management. Management is essential in all organized effort, like business activity or other activity. So you agree, like management is required in everywhere. Either you say it is a business activity or other activity. For example, like some of you, like you volunteer for college functions. You know how much planning and behind the scene planning and organizing is required to make particular event successful, right? So management is required everywhere. Management is being placed at your home also. Okay, as your parents, they have certain responsibility. They are using this management principle to manage resources, manage the money, okay, and plan. So all those things are in place. So management, even though it is explicitly not told when we are managing the family, but that management concepts are being used behind the scene. The principles of management is used in many areas other than businesses, like education. So everywhere we need management, whether it's a field of education, military, a society, maintaining a society, maintaining a government, maintaining a NGO, non-government organization. Everywhere we need a management. Management is the dynamic, life-giving in every organization. Okay, so dynamic in the sense, like it keeps on changing as we use certain principle of management, and if that doesn't give good results, we might change it. So that says it is dynamic, life giving. So for in the every organization, life giving is like it helps to maintain that organization run for many years. So you have seen many organizations, they are been running from hundreds of years. The reason behind that is the good management, and there are many good companies that close down, and same reason because of the bad management. So it can give life or it can end the organization. This takes care of current activities and plans future ones. So management takes care of whatever the current activities you are doing, and also it plans for the future activities that you want to carry out. It arbitrates disputes and provides leadership. So when we have an organization, when we have people around us, disputes are bound to happen. So we cannot deny disputes will not happen. So management will arbitrate. So it will kind of makes a bridge between the disputing entities, and it helps to resolve those, and it also provides a leadership. Adapts, improves the environment of the organization. So this also helps in according to the changing environment, it will help organization to take that changes and change itself. In a competitive economy, the quality and performance of management determine the success of the organization. So we know like world leading economies are like US, China, India, European Union. So there what is important is the quality and performance of the management. So that will determine the success of the organization. A good management can definitely create a monopoly over rivals, unlike technology or capital. So good management also helps to create a monopoly. Monopoly is like you have rather you are the only organization which has that kind of a technology or that kind of a product. Nobody else has it. Actually monopoly is not encouraged. We need to have a competition, then only like the good products will come out. So this is it management. If you ask what is a management, again we talked about that. It's a very generic. It's a broader idea. See, you have a lot of words that are involved in the management. Okay, we'll not go through all the words. Example, production. We have goal setting, then directing, directions, managers, controlling business, company, policies, corporations, deciding, human. Okay. So a lot of words will be there around this management. Definition of management. Some of the practitioners in the management area, they have come up with some kind of a definition. Mary Parker Follett, she defines management as art of getting things done through people. So it is as simple as that. There is certain work needs to be done. It is art of getting things done from the people. That's a very simplest of the definition of the management. This definition provides a difference between manager and other personnel of the an organization. Manager may or may not work on the task directly contributing to organization's goals. So in many case, you will see manager may not be working on the task. For example, IT projects. You will not see manager sitting and doing the coding. No, he will not be doing that. But whatever the tasks are there, how it should be completed in order to get the end product. So manager focus would be on that, managing the whole all other aspect. He may or may not work on the individual task of the particular project or the organization. Okay, another management practitioner, George Terry, he defines management as consisting of planning, organizing, actuating, and controlling, perform to determine and accomplish the objectives by the use of the people and resources. So that is his way of putting the definition of the management. He's incorporating all the functions of the management, functional areas. These are called as a functional area: planning, organizing, actuating, controlling. Uh, all these things are performed to determine and accomplish the objectives I told every organization or a project is started with certain objective. So that objective is met by the use of people and resources. So that is the another definition. This definition provides the difference between manager and other personnel of the organization. Okay, so this thing is repeated. Okay. Management functions are the process of management. So in the management, we have it has been divided into many functional areas, or the just you can say processes or functions. And the identifications of the functions are again different management practitioners, they have given different functional areas, but in general we have like planning, organizing, which is very intuitive, right? Everything needs to be planned, organized, things like that. And some of the management practitioner has subdivided certain management area and classified it as a different process. There are many classifications, management process, so there are many kinds of classifications. So every management practitioner sees it from the different perspective. So we can have as many perspective as we want. There is nothing hard right or wrong. So nothing is set in stones, so it is flexible. There are differences in the terminology used. Newman and Summer recognize only 4 functions. So these two people, they recognize only 4 functions: organizing, planning, leading, and controlling. Right. And another management practitioner, very famous, Henry Fayol, he identified 5 functions, namely planning, organizing, commanding, coordinating, and controlling. Luther Gulick states 7 functions under the catchword POSDCORB. So he finds 7 functions. Then Warren Haynes and Joseph Messi classify management functions into decision making. So here you can see, like, again, decision making, sometimes we put it as a part of a planning, but here it is clearly taken out: decision making, organizing, staffing is also included, staffing, planning, controlling, communicating, and directing. And in your syllabus, we will go through all, whoever has defined any functional area, most of the functional area we are going to cover. Coons and O'Donnell divide these functions into planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and controlling. The most common 4 processes that are identified by the management and economic experts are, so these are the most commonly used: planning, organizing, directing, and controlling. So some of these people, they have included also innovation and representations are considered as a important functional functions of the management. So innovation, they have put it as a function of a management. Definitely innovation is required for any organization to be successful. Representation is the leadership representation. Okay, we'll talk about that. As a leader of an organization, they need to represent themselves in front of many other external organization or government bodies, or any foreign delegation, things like that. That is called as a representation. First functional area is the planning. So as we know, planning is like, before we start any work, we have to put everything in writing or in diagrams, or so that it will give the how the things will look once it is completed. So that is planning. Planning is the function that determines in advance what should be done. So you are in advance, you are visualizing what you are going to do. That is a planning. It is looking ahead and preparing for the future. So when you are let's say, we took the example of the building a bridge. When it started, when the objective was to reduce the traffic and have uninterrupted travel for the railway trains, then they thought of building that overbridge. And before they actually work on constructing, they sit and do the planning. What are the things required, what would be the length, what is the width, so many parameters are there. Everything is meticulously planned out. and whatever is required and resources, material, everything will be identified, and how it will be procured, all those things will be part of the planning. It answers how things will be done, who will do it, when to do it, and where to do it. So planning will answer all these questions. For suppose how it will be done, so every task, how it will be done. Let's say they have to have a pillar, right? A huge pillar, how it will be done. So it answers that question. Who will do it? So who all the engineers required, what are the manpower, different manpower, it could be engineers, different level of architects could be there, okay, workers will be there, all those people who are required to complete that task, when it will be done. So I told you projects or activities are done with a proper start date and the end date. So do in between that, so when it will be done. So this basically this when is nothing but a schedule, how particular work is scheduled. So that gives the answer for the when. And where is like among that physical location, it could be a physical location, or for IT industry, where is a that question is like you have team sitting in Bangalore, sitting in offshore. So you will decide where the work will be done. So you have a lot of offshore centers. So it answers that question, to be done and how to be evaluated. Means once you put the plan, it has to be evaluated whether it is right or not. Correct? I say this planning, according to planning, this has to be done like this. It has to be evaluated whether it is correct or not. So it will also include how evaluation will be done. Okay. So this is done at unit levels like projects, departments, divisions, or organizations, etc. So whatever the planning is performed by the managers at all levels. We have managers at different levels. Okay, we have higher management, middle management. Okay, so planning is done at all the levels, and their planning is according. Suppose project manager planning will be restricted to his project, and let's say on project manager we will have a program manager. Excuse me. The program manager, under him he will be having many projects. So project manager plans his at his level, that is he will plan for his project, and program manager has to plan for all the projects, their coordinations, all those things. And his manager, who will be maintaining many portfolios, he is called as a portfolio manager. In case of IT industry, portfolio manager will be handling many programs. Okay, let's say one program is what a set of projects. It is on healthcare. Another set of projects is in banking system. Another set of project it is in, say, like railways, different sector. So he will be managing different portfolios. So their managers level increases, there will be having a much broader planning. For example, CEO of the company, he has to plan for the complete organization. That is how the planning is done. Plans made by the middle level or first line managers covers short term. Normally, the plans are divided into short term and the long term. Short term plans are normally, it ranges from 6 months to 1 year, and long term it could be like 5 years, 10 years. These are like the short term plans will be done by the middle level or the first line managers. In our example, IT industry, project manager and program manager, short term, their plans would be for like 6 months and 1 year. So that is normally the duration by which they complete the projects. And the top level managers, they do for the long term. For example, long term is 5 years, 10 years. For example, data science projects. Now data science field is picking up, machine learning, artificial intelligence. The people, the higher level managers can do certain planning in this area, so which will be for the next 5 to 10 years. If you pick those data science, ML, AI related fields, it would be for a longer term. Okay, so that is all about the planning. So organizing. So what is organizing? We discussed about organizing. Organizing is nothing but to organize a business is to provide what it needs for its proper functioning. So best example is like whenever we asked you to like volunteer, organize any kind of a function. So you will whatever is needed for proper functioning, means you want to carry out certain function, whatever is needed. Normally what would be needed for proper functioning? We would require the raw material, we would require the personnel or the manpower, and we would require the machinery or the tools. So organizing, bringing them together, whatever is required, that is called as organizing. So providing personnel is nothing but the manpower, raw material, tools, and a capital is what? The finance aspect, that is the money. So basically it turns out to be the 4 M's. This is the manpower, M, this is material, this is machines, this is money. Those are the 4 M's, bringing them together. All this can be divided into 2 main sections. So here you can see these 4 things can be divided into 2 main sections. One is called as a human organization, another is a material organization. So whenever we relate with any personnel or the human beings, that is a human organization, how to organize the humans, and rest is the material. So material organization. Once managers have established the objectives and plans to achieve them, they must design and develop a human organization who will execute the plans. Um, Once the objectives are clear, let's say we want to build the mobile application for certain organization. Once manager is established with the objective to develop a mobile application for this functionality, then the next task is to design and develop the human organization. So human organization, so for mobile application development, what are the different kinds of resources we need? So we would need who are people who can do development in the mobile application. It could be Android, or it could be any other mobile software. We would need database experts. We would need deployment experts. We would need testing experts. So these are the different people that are required in order to complete. So manager's job is to organize the human. Organizing this involves defining and delegating responsibility and authority. So organizing also it will define and delegate the responsibility. First it will define what needs to be done, and it delegates that particular work to particular team or a particular individual, and also provides the authority. So what would be his authority to do that particular work, whom he can approach? So that is called as authority. Authority is very, very important when we are giving responsibility. Say when responsibility is given, authority should be very clear. For example, a manager, if he is authorized to complete certain project, his authorization will have a list of things what all he can authorize. Let's say he can request a particular person from other department. He has a authority to bring that person, because what happens is when we are working on the IT projects, the domain knowledge, we will be technically having all the information. Let's say a healthcare project, we will not be having a domain knowledge health related to the healthcare. Let us say this particular project manager has an authority to get a resource from other department and put it in his project. That is called as an authority. So if he is authorized, there will not be any conflicts. So authority is very, very important. Whenever responsibility is given, along with that authority is also given. Then staffing. Organizing also involves staffing. What is staffing? Recruiting the right kind of resources for the project, human resources, important in building human organization. And what are the activities that are involved in the staffing? Finding right people for the jobs. So these are all very intuitive, right? This is what, when you are want to do the staffing, you will go for the people who have right kind of knowledge. So with respect to what you are building, finding the right people for the jobs, managers responsibility to recruit and keep adequate manpower. Manager will be authorized to do the recruitment by himself and make sure that adequate manpower. Okay, always when you have the organization, people will be leaving. Okay, there will be always resources leaving, so he should make sure that whenever resources are leaving, proper transition happens. He recruits new resources and make sure always there is a adequate manpower, so that project completes on time schedule. Selection and training of the staff. So sometimes training is required if it is a new area. So he has to take care of the selection as well as required training for the staff. Continually filling the position as and when need arises. So I said people will be leaving the organization, okay, for many reasons. So constantly the position should be filled so that there is no impact to the organization or the project. Okay, the different objectives requires different organization to achieve them. Okay, different organization, there are different organizations of human as well as the material organization. One example I will give for this particular point: different organization. Military structure. Okay, if you see, military structure is a one kind of a human organization. In the military structure, the human that from top to bottom, right? Whatever the higher authority has a full control over his staff, and whatever is passed on to him is executed by the next level. Okay, that is called as a line structure. So there are some functional structures are there, matrix structures are there. We'll see that when we actually get into the this functional area into detail in the later part of your syllabus. Example: organization for scientific research would be different from the manufacturing cycle. So another example here. So if I'm doing some kind of a scientific research versus manufacturing cycles, the organization structure would be different. So if I'm doing production of cycle, I will require a assembly line techniques, like it will flow in a assembly. People will start with the basic structure. Next, they put wheel, so on, so on, so on. It goes as a line, that is called as a line assembly line technique. Okay, but research requires scientists and experts, okay, from various disciplines, because they are doing research. They would require assembly line like structure is not suitable for scientific research. Next one is the directing. So we understood planning and organizing. Planning is like seeing the things beforehand and working out all the things, and uh, organizing is putting together all the 4 M's. Okay, that is organizing. And once you have planning and you have the organizing, next one is the directing. So you have to direct them. So now it's a director's job, how things should be done. Okay, so that is called as a directing. After the plans and organization, next function is to move towards its defined objective. Whatever the defined objective is there, we have to move towards it. The function can be called by various names. So this is directing, can be called as leading, directing, motivating, actuating, and so on. Different management practitioners, they use the different words. So the meaning is the same, putting the things, once we have plan and organization, we have to make sure that they are working, directing on those tasks to meet the objectives. The manager explains to his people what they have to do and helps them to do it to their best of the ability. So that is a directing. Manager will, so we have material, we have man, all the resources plan is there. Now manager will tell how to do it. Okay, and to best of their ability. So productivity is very, very important. So manager will make sure that every individuals will be directed properly so that they can perform their task. Directing involves three sub-functions: communication, leadership, and motivation. So directing, uh, because communication is the most important thing, because manager has to communicate with everybody what they need to do. Okay, and at the same time his leadership qualities, and also to make sure that the team is motivated, the people who are working on those tasks are motivated. That is the job of the managers. Communication is the process of passing information. Okay, we know that. Leadership is the process by which a manager guides and influences the team and work. So communication is like communicating with all the entities, all the stakeholders of a particular project or the organization. And leadership is guiding and influencing the team to do the work. Okay, and taking care of all the required objectives. Motivation is the act of stimulating or inspiring a team. Okay, motivation is very intuitively we know that it is stimulating or inspiring the team. We have to make sure that the team is uh, highly motivated. The reason behind that being, when people are motivated, the kind of work they do is very good and the productivity is very high. Two broad categories of motivations are financial and non-financial. So financial will motivations like rewarding, bonus, okay, increments, things like that, which is like these things will result in a in terms of a money. They are rewarded in terms of a money. Non-financial, always financial motivations may not work. There should be also non-financial motivations. What are the non-financial motivation examples? So financial we talked about. Put it in the chat session. Non-financial, financial I told salary, cash rewards, salary increment, cash rewards, bonuses. Okay, so in terms of a money, what would be the non-financial motivators? Any examples? Put it in the chat session. Or you can speak up. Any example of non awards? Very good. Respect and fame of the company increases. Yes, that is fine. But how you will recognition? Very good. That is a non-financial. Stay connected. That is okay. So in your home, how do your parents motivate you, like for to do some work without paying you, like not in terms of money? Non-financial. Job security, very good. That is very good. Sanket Patil, very good. Promotion, rank, very good. All of you have come up with good things. Motivational speaking and appreciate the work. Yes, that is correct. So you said all of that. Job security, okay. Praising or recognizing, identifying best. You must have heard MVP, most valuable person. Identifying leadership opportunities. Yes, very good. Leadership opportunities is like identifying and giving them the promotions or moving it into leadership roles. Those are the actually non-financial motivators. So And for IT industry, I will tell you, for IT industry, can you just think of non-financial motivators, non-financial motivators for our IT industry? I will tell you a very good example. Many of your seniors, they are struggling with that also. Okay. Anybody? Quickly, we have just 1 minute. All right. In case of our IT industry, one of the non-financial motivators is the getting into a technology what you want. Let's say you have been put into operations. Okay, operations is a very, like, it is a required job, but it's a very slow because not active development doesn't happen. So you want to move on to a different technology. Let's say you want to move on to a .NET or Angular JS, or you want to move into a data science. So that would be a good motivator in case of IT industry. Okay, with that we will end today's class. In the next class, we'll continue with the rest of the functional areas. Thank you, and you may disconnect.